Sherrone Moore is a prime example of what happens when you don't keep it in your pants. A lot of guys in the States, and this is going to parlay into the whole my next video that I'm going to talk about with the passport bros, because you know the problem with us as black men is that we've become too hypersexualized. And I'm not trying to tell nobody, you know, you got to have self-control. You got to put priorities first. Everything is not about your loins at the end of the day. And problem is with black men is we prioritize everything between our legs. And I had a thought the other day how black men are reduced to everything between their legs. And I think because of the stereotypes from the past, it's like that's all we do is lead with what's between our legs. It is like it becomes a personal extension of who we are. That's why you hear on all these blogs men talking about what's between their legs. And it's problematic, you know, because people like Sherrone Moore, people like Kobe Bryant, people like it. It seemed like every last one of us that get a little bit of fucking money. Once we get to that point, we become some type of sex fiends, and I don't know why. And I've had time to reflect on my personal issues, and you know, I've had friends that used to get all the women, right? Used to get all the girls. Used to brag about how many girls they used to sleep with. And sometimes I think about, you know, why does that always seem like a badge of honor with black men? That we could walk around bragging about how many women we sleep with, and that's just in our nature. We heard stories about, athletes like Wilt Chamberlain sleeping with 1,000 women, and that myth has always been with black athletes for a very long time. And then, of course, there's Magic Johnson. We knew what happened when Magic Johnson's lust caused him to get out of control and caused him to be self destructive. It almost cost him his marriage, damn near. And, when I think about Sherrone Moore, I think about everything that comes with a downfall. And one of the things that you should never do is mess with or fuck anybody that you work with. I've gone to work, I've seen men messing with girls that they know they ain't got no business messing with. And yet, fraternization, it starts out simple and then it turns into this fucking relationship. And then two people are married And they always have this stupid shit called "that's my work husband" or "that's my work wife." And when I hear stupid shit like that, I'm like, I look at him like, okay, yeah, you know, you're not supposed to be doing this shit. But then it also influences the shit that goes on in workplaces every day, where, you know, you have a serious relationship, but you're messing with this person on the side. And it seemed like always it's with people that got a lot of fucking money. And here's where really, in some ways, you know, Sherrone just fucked up his legacy because he couldn't turn down the pussy. $3 million a year and still couldn't control it. I wish I had that type of fucking money. I really wish I had that type of fucking money. But of course, when people get some type of position, they fuck it up. And when you're arrogant and when you think you're above other people, this is the type of shit that happens. He thought just because he was getting a payday, there wasn't nobody going to touch him. I mean, what happened to him, I don't wish on anybody, period. But has to go back to saying, and I say this with the most brutal honesty, you cannot be friends with women in the workplace because also you have to be careful the type of women that you work with because in some capacity women tend to be vindictive. You start a relationship with somebody that you work with, it's liable to go wrong. I've had many instances where I found a woman that I liked on my job, but I didn't actively pursue her. And of course, I didn't want to mess with her because that's my coworker, and I don't mess with my coworkers. People be gone just like that. You never want to mess with somebody. You never want to shit where you eat. And mixing business with pleasure can get you in a whole lot of trouble. And Sharon Moore about to learn that fucking lesson. Because the charges that we've seen, they don't. He looking at some significant jail time. If he does get anything past 6 years, it's likely it's going to happen. But never shit where you eat, and everything is about optics in the workplace. You deal with somebody, even if it isn't on a friendly, even if it's on a friendly level when you're cordial, shit could get misinterpreted. Everything in the workplace is about optics. I had a friend one time, and something bad happened, and it almost cost him everything. But luckily for him, he reconciled it. Even if you're taking a coworker out to lunch, always assume that other people in the office think you're going to be fucking, because that's how everybody perceives everything in the office. You go out to lunch together, y'all grab lunch together, y'all go here, y'all go there, and y'all always bound at the hip everywhere y'all go. Coworkers are going to see that. Other people are going to see that and think there's something going on. Everything in the workplace is about optics. And water cooler gossip gets around like the plague. And you never know what the fuck is going to happen. So, case in point, rule number one, never shit where you eat. And it looks like he violated that code. But see, that's what comes with the arrogance of us as black men. We think we can have any woman we want, anybody that we want, and that there's not going to be a penalty or a consequence for what we do. A lot of these niggas in the states, they playing a dangerous game. And if there's one primary reason why you should be a passport bro, that is one primary example. Because if you're a man with means, you shouldn't be fucking anybody in the states. And that's on code. Sherrone Moore fucked up. There's so many people that got all this money is so powerful. Why is it that every nigga that got all this money, they always getting sued by a bitch? Why? They always getting extorted for money. A few months ago with Shannon Sharp, IG model got him for 50 million, and he got fired from ESPN. Doesn't make any sense. $50 million. It's a lot of money. So many people in the states say, "Well, why you want to go out the country and get a woman? Why do you want to go overseas?" And that's the prime example right there. Prime fucking example. Got all this fucking money, touching $1 million, and the first thing they do in the states, stateside, is buy IG model. These men are leading and setting the pace for blackmail and extortion through their own doing. And it's become abundantly clear. Whatever that woman did to Sherrone, or Sharon Moore, excuse me, she she got him. She got him, and he gonna get a big. She gonna get a big payout for it, and his family is probably gonna be broke because their father couldn't keep the affair discreet. So he not only fucked up his home life, he fucked up his career because nobody's going to want to hire this man as a coach ever again. His reputation is gone. And you can say what you want. You can say what you want, but shit is over for him. And that's that.